So how did you feel with an ordinance getting passed today?
Well, I think it's an important first step in the county's effort to try to define the process by which we will evaluate metallic mining proposals in the future. And what this does is lays out the framework or the foundation on which we'll evaluate those permits for mining itself. It creates a process that's understood, it also creates a number of funds that will be protective of the environment and address issues. But we're trying to, as best we can, work within the framework of the state regulations and the authorities that the Department of Natural Resources has, and supplement those efforts to make sure that we're looking at the local interest. The advantages of this, or some of the positives of this, is that it creates a groundwater trust fund to compensate people who have water drawdowns or contaminated wells. It creates a local road reimbursement fund. It creates a property valuation fund, and it creates a political subdivision fund to offset some of the cost associated with local units of government with the mine. It lays out a process where we'll evaluate that. We've created a metallic mining committee that will provide input both to the county and hopefully provide input to the state when they're evaluating their process. And we're looking forward to continuing to work on identifying the county's role in bulk sampling and some other aspects of mining.
How important was it to get this done?
Well, the state had a moratorium on non-ferrous metallic mining for the past 20 plus years, and it was repealed effective July 1st. And it's only important if we have an application come in. If we didn't have an ordinance in place, we would not be able to regulate that because you can't retroactively apply it. So this is an important first step in that process, and it creates a framework for the county to evaluate.
You guys didn't have much time to get this done. How much work went into this?
Well, the staff at the Conservation Zoning and Planning Office, our corporation council, spent countless hours working on it, and there have been hearings on it and a considerable amount of time with individual county board members working on this. So we still have until July 1st to make additional changes and modifications and to address some of the other issues that were not addressed tonight. But it's been a process that's been taking place for the past several months.
Were you surprised at how many amendments were proposed tonight?
Yes and no. I think that this is a deliberative process, and there were two major amendments that were circulated, and then there were some other that came on the floor, and those had merit. And because we're a deliberative body, it's appropriate for us to evaluate all options.
How important is it to make sure people are protected in this process?
Well, I think people need to understand that this was not an approval for any given mine. Again, this was establishing the process by which the county will evaluate it. Our authority comes from the state legislature, and we can't, if they've granted it to us, we can exercise it. If they haven't granted it to us, we don't have it. So what we're trying to do is operate under the very express authority that we have. It's important that we have a process by which people can feel comfortable that we've addressed their concerns to the point practicable, and I think that this does that. We will continue to, throughout the process, if a permit application were to come in, to hold public hearings and give the public an opportunity to comment at that time.